Um, I'm doing a commentary bit today, and well, I've gotten better at Friday Night Funkin', and I'll make the second video of that tomorrow. Um, I've beaten the dad in the game a few times already, and I've practiced on that level, and I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna see if we can do week 2 in the next video. But right now I'm doing another commentary vid, and this one's on Ren and Stimpy. I'm doing a video on my thoughts on it, and right off the bat, I'd say it's a pretty good cartoon. Pretty weird. Some questionable things in the next episodes, but the first season was gold. It was one of my childhood shows too. It's really good. Well then, although I felt that the show suffered though after its producer John K., who voiced Ren, would leave it. Although they had great reason to kick him out because he did some questionable things. He was bad. He was a monster. Although the show needed him. He was just a great voice for Ren, and the dude voicing Stimpy after he left, I think his name is Billy West, would then voice Ren and Stimpy. Although I never liked Ren's voice after that. No, just wasn't good. The later seasons were okay, but they felt like they were lacking something special that John K. gave us. Although he sucked anyways. He did bad stuff. I'm not gonna mention it because I just don't want it. It's horrible. If you guys do want to know what he did, just search it up. It's bad. I don't want to mention it. Anyways, decent show for the 90s. Oh yeah. There was a terrible spin-off of that show. It was called Ren and Stimpy Adult Party Cartoon. And it was bad. Really bad. You'd have to be a real sicko to enjoy it. I think there were only maybe 8 or 6 or maybe only 3 episodes of it. But it was bad. I do not recommend watching it. The old Ren and Stimpy, the good series, the just Ren and Stimpy, was great. Decent show even when John K. left, which was for good reason. But I don't even want to mention too much about Ren and Stimpy Adult Party Cartoon, but by the name, it was made for adults, and Ren and Stimpy had sort of a special feeling, because when it was on Nickelodeon, they really wanted it to be an adult show then, but it was on Nickelodeon, so it was for kids, and it was bound by that because Nickelodeon were the only people who wanted to air this, and it was popular. And they had limitations then, but now they had no limitations, and they just went wild. John K. went back to voicing Ren in the show, but he wouldn't get his chance to just keep it going because it was bad when it had no limitations. It's sometimes good to have limitations, and for Ren and Stimpy, it was what made the show, pretty much. Decent show. That's pretty much all I want to talk about. Oh yeah, I just remembered something. They had a lot of banned episodes. I can't speak today. They had a lot of banned episodes on the kids show. There was Man's Best Friend, Ren's Better Half, and Eat My Cookies. Odd names for these episodes. Man's Best Friend was way too violent. It also had a questionable name. I think his name was George Liquor. Can't have that in a kid's show. And in the episode, he almost gets beaten to death by Ren with an oar. Pretty violent stuff. There's no blood or anything, but it's pretty violent. It's a good thing that it was banned. I think there is Eat My Cookies, which oddly enough had references to Nazism and fascism. That needs to get banned right away. You can't have that. Ren's Better Halves had a bit too many communist references. I have no problem with communism myself, but it does have its bad sides. But fascism is terrible. There were no references of fascism in Red's Better Half, but communism, they took that in way too much and they banned it. Anyways, there might be a few more banned episodes, but that's all the ones I could think of. So alright, I'm cutting it off. And the next Friday Night Funkin' video is coming out tomorrow, and it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be great. Alright, I'm cutting it off.